Johnny Herrera Racing on the side, JB Henderson Construction, ABC Services, Como James Miller Bonnet, Maxi Chapman with a Rider Racing Engine. Crawley picking up his first career heat race win with the Power Ride Honda State Roofing 410 Sprint. Enjoying down track side, Scotty Good. Scotty. Having back here in action, 6 race what? 15 car off by a full straightaway.
Yeah, feel pretty good. I mean, it's nice to be back kind of close to home, some places that I've been before. Tracks, it's definitely got some character now. It's a little choppy. It should be a pretty good feature. Yeah, I mean, we're not bad. I think we can still get a little bit better, but we'll see.
Is out of Benton, Arkansas. Young Landon Crowley, give him a big round of applause picking up heat race number 1. 22 Maurice Moran, 78 Scott Dubuque, 22 Jones Miller, the 21 Sam Soul, 26 guy, 32 Christopher Fuller, big guy doing the tail of the field. As the lights come down, the field is set. Start to pull down into the infield. We are good to go. Eyeball Racing, heat race number 2. Racing all right on the paper, 110 Outlaw Sprint lead. 3 out of 4. Outside of the front, Iowa's Austin McCall picking up heat race number 2. Great job, buddy. This place is always a speed out.
My wife, I didn't think we were going to race, and I told her to go home. So sorry to her watching home. I need to shout out to the entire Oakville family, Country Builders, everybody watching at home, Jeff and Heidi Tucker, Let's Go West, Cody, Boston Family Farms. Yeah, I think it's honestly the racetrack's going to be pretty good. I wish there was a little bit more racing on it. Let it blow off a little bit more. But we'll see what the next Scotty Martin come up here. We'll get back to talk about that forward and but see what we got.
You'll be coming forward. We'll wish you the best of luck in the main, buddy. All right, then about to Iowa, Austin McCall. Big round of applause, picking up heat race number 2. Warner, Natalie Downey, Erickson Jennison, John Bernard, Cameron Key, Chase Porter, Reed Whitney, the field. As the lights go down, field set, Chase truck down into the infield. Looking for green coming out of turn number 4. Number 3, and we're going to be looking for acceleration out of 4, 8 laps the distance.
Natalie Doney out of Odessa, Missouri. Doney Lawson Racing on the side. Design Source Flooring. Schnee Lawson Chassis. Mohawk Motorhaven. Engineered Floors. J.D. Lawson Media. As Natalie Doney again, driver is okay over there in turns number 1 and 2. Going to be going off on the hook. A tough break for the 74N of Natalie Doney. Season ago in 2024 as Martin chasing his 4th heat race win. First of 2025. The lights down, field set. Green will wave out of 4. Great start by the field. Top 4 kind of separated as they go into turns number 1 and 2. Thought about a slider for the lead. Not quite there. Key going to slot back into position. Maybe make another run for it. Here as they go into turns number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Jennison moving into that 3rd spot. Able to put a slider on the 2 at Chase Porter. Reed Whitney still rounding out the top 5. Laps continue to tick away. 5 down, 3 to go this time by. It's going to be a battle for the lead. It looks like Key can get through the corners a little bit better, but Martin just faster on the straightaways with that top spot. 36, Jason Martin, the 12X, Cameron Key as the 3 of Ayrton Jennison starting to reel them in. The white waves one more time around in Autometer Heat Race number 3. It's the 38, Jason Martin, down the back straightaway through 3 out of 4. Your 3rd and final heat race winner, car number 36, Jason Martin, picks up his 4th heat race win with a Power Eye Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. Second place going to belong to the 12X of Cameron Key, the 3 of Ayrton Jennington finishing in third, the 2 of Chase Porter in fourth, 87 of Reed Whitney rounding out the top 5, as John Bernard, Lane Warner, and Natalie Doney rounding out the field. Heat race number 3 going to belong to that car number 36 of Jason Martin out of Liberal, Kansas. BM Motorsports, Bybee Electric, Trucks Plus, Superior Trailers, Eagle Snake Chassis with a Don Racing engine. The 36, Jason Martin, his 4th career Power Eye Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League Heat race win as he's going to pull up into position. I'm going to go ahead, throw it down trackside. Scotty Cook. Scotty?
Heat race.
Motor running a little bit better. I changed some stuff trying to detune. I think I detuned it too much, but this is brand new Eagle. Seems to be working pretty well, so we'll get this Dawn out running a lot better, and we'll see what we can do in the feature.
Competition. He is out of Nebraska by way of Liberal, Kansas. Jason Martin. Race. Back to you, Alan.
Thank you down there, Haferteep, Sam Haferteep Jr. And, you know, this just shows how quickly they are with live timing and scoring and with Power Eye and everything. I already know the lineup, and I know who a High Point qualifier is.
Well, here we go. We're getting ready to start. Chad up in our flag stand. Green flag flies this time by Gabe Query. Hustles them on down into 1 and 2. McAfee right there with him. Crockett, but split in the middle. We've got them 3 deep, sell them cheap, entering into 3 and 4. From that dead last position, Ed Knoll in that 15 machine already up to 3rd. Battling side by side with Shane Crockett as we've got the young man. I like to call him Bigfoot. The 14-year-old in that 15 machine leading his way. See if he can hold off his dad, but it doesn't look like Dad's ready to stop just yet. Coming from the tail, right there to the rear bumper of his son in that 15E machine. Ed Knoll battling on the bottom side. Eddie Knoll not wanting to give up that P1 position. We've got him side by side, out of 4, but he will hold him off. The young man holds off his father. Crockett in 3rd, Query in 4th. That is your top 4. As we've got four laps down, 2 to go. As we've got 1 around, we're going to be able to stay clean and green. McAfee in that B4 machine, but Eddie Knoll, the young man, still trying to hold his father off in that 15 machine as he follows right through his tracks there, pulls up to the rear bumper, gets a great run into 3, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get around that 15E machine. He will not. Your heat race winner tonight in your first of 2 pure stock divisions, that will be Eddie Bigfoot Knoll, 14-year-old young man with a 15-inch shoe. Pretty big shoe. He told me, his mother told me that if he gets another size, he'll have to custom make his racing shoes. But what a nice young man. You get a chance to get down in the pits after the races. One of our racing families, been around forever, as our second heat race of the night, pulling onto the racetrack. In that 4B machine, that'll be Gerald Burns. No relation. Me and Gerald give each other a hard time all the time. Outside of him, feature winner, that is the 11S of Tyler Stormer. Starting inside in that B5 machine, that is George Byrne. Starting outside of him, all last week's feature winner here, that is Mick Ross in the 55T. Starting inside row 3, that is Pat Gomez. Starting outside two-time feature winner here in that 11J machine. That is Jake Stormer, and starting tailback, that's Nicky James. As we head them down, they've got to be side by side at the cone. Chad looking them over, green flag flies, and we will go racing this time by as Tyler Stormer gets a great jump. Mick Ross right behind him, and Jake Stormer. We're going to have a battle in this one as Mick Ross runs right up to the rear bumper, turns down the racetrack, gets a good run as we got them side by side coming out of two, but Tyler Stormer will lead that lap as that one down. 5 to go. Mick Ross working that low line, tries to pull up right to the door, trying to get around that 11S machine of Tyler Stormer. But looky there, Jake Stormer, right there, multi-time feature winner, working that as we've got him tied by side, going down the backstretch for that P1 position. Mick Ross slides up the racetrack a little bit, allows Jake Stormer to the outside. Jake Stormer makes a great pass up into that second place position. But we could throw a blanket over that top three as you got Tyler Stormer, Jake Stormer coming to the inside up to that P2 position as we've got 4 down, 2 to go. 4 down, 2 to go. Tyler Stormer able to hold him off. Jake Stormer in second. Mitch Ross pushes up the racetrack there. Gets a little tight coming into 3 and 4 as this will be our final lap this time by the 11 of Tyler Stormer. The 11 of Jacob Stormer and Mick Ross. That will be your top 3. But your your heat race winner, second heat race winner, that is Tyler Stormer in the 11S machine. Alan, that concludes our pure stock heat races this evening.
That was
we got a little bit of a traffic jam.
I was going to say traffic jam over here in the kind of, what is it, the scales down there in the infield, as it looks like top 3 from each of the heat races go down there and hit the scales, and then one heat race leaves, the other heat race kind of pulls in. A little bit of a traffic jam down there. So we are into intermission. Heat racing action in the books here from US 36. Carl, Martin, Key, Jennington, Moran, Montgomery, Paulus, Gass, Perlmutter, Porter, Miller, Whitney, Milan, Sorrells, Bernard, Henderson, Doney, Dye, Warner, and Potter. The field, the lights down. We look for green out of turn number 4. It's waving. We're racing at US 36 Raceway. Side-by-side battle as they go into turns number 1 and 2. Out of 2. Boguski taking the high side. Contact between the top 2. Both of them go sailing into the corners. Red flag conditions on the racetrack. Both drivers going for the same bit of real estate. And as soon as I receive word, race fans, I will pass it along. Scary moment in turn number 3. It looks like Boguski already out of the car, being checked over by safety officials. As the 12 of Cameron Key collected up on the high side. We'll have to see all the cars collected as rolling down into the infield. The lights out, the field set. We look for green out of turn number 4. Jason Martin on the inside. Austin McCarl on the high side. Lights down, field set. Look for green. It's waving. We're racing at US 36 Raceway. Side by side as they go down into turns number 1 and 2. Martin with the low line. Good run out of turn number 2. Here comes Austin McCarl. Jennington and Cameron Key. Slider for the 3rd spot. Give it to Key. All drivers able to get through turns number 3 and 4 as it's Martin, McCarl, Key, your top 3. Jennington setting 4th. Reese Moran up into the top 5 as he's looking for more on that car number 3 of Jennington. Way out front now, it's going to be the 36 of Jason Martin. Going to be dealing with lap traffic here momentarily. Martin, your leader. McCarl in second. Key, Jennison, Moran in the top 5. Gage Montgomery, Miles Paulus up to 7th. Noah Gass, Preston Perlmutter, Chase Porter rounding out the top 10. Lap traffic coming into play. Natalie Doney going 1 lap down, putting a back marker between the 36 of Martin and the 88 of McCarl. Huge wheelie by Cameron Key down the back straightaway. This is going to open up the door. Reese Moran with a huge run down the front stretch. Slide into that 3rd spot. New podium. It's Reese Moran in the 22M. Meanwhile, up front, our leader has his hands full. Austin McCarl is right there as they go into turns number 1 and 2. Reese Moran bearing down the back straightaway. Cameron Key, Ayrton Jennison, top 5 have separated. They start to run the top shelf here at US 36. Jacob Dye going to go a lap down. Up next, Jack Potter right in front of our leaders. If they want to get around, they got to find a new way because Reese Moran is coming to the front. He is right on the tail tank of Austin McCarl for that 2nd spot. A back marker between our 1st and 2nd as it's Jason Martin in the 36. Austin McCarl, Reese Moran, Cameron Key, Ayrton Jennison, Gage Montgomery, Noah Gass, Miles Paulus, Perlmutter, and Porter rounding out the top 10. Laps starting to tick away. We're going to be looking at 10 laps down this time by with our leaders into 1 and 2. 6/10 was the separation between those top 2 spots as Martin and McCarl both running top shelf. It looks like Cameron Key done found another gear. He's back up to 3rd. Miranda 4th. Jennison still rounding out your top 5, and he's going to have company. The 79 of Gage Montgomery coming to the front. The 20G and Noah Gass is there side by side for 3rd between Moran and Key. 0.03 of a second between those top 5 competitors. Our leader now, 2 back markers between him and 2nd place. Jason Martin now a 2.5 advantage over the 88 of Austin McCarl. McCarl keeping the distance between Moran and Key as Moran going to pull a slider off turn number 4. The 20G of Noah Gass stalking outside the top 5 as he sits 6th. Now he's going to slide it into 5th right in front of Jennison. Nearly had contact with the 22M of Reese Moran. Noah Gass, the gas monkey, showing some speed here in the late stages. 10 to go. That time by. Make it 9 to go at the flag stand with our leader. Jason Martin out front now. 3-second advantage over Austin McCarl. Has the lead and pulling away. McCarl still sitting 2nd. Key, Gass, Moran, your top 5. All in the thick of lap traffic. Jason Martin setting sail on this one. 18 laps in the books this time by. McCarl starting to fade. 3.6 back as he's 1.3 ahead of Key. Noah Gass still setting 4th. Jennison into the top 5 as Moran going to go back to 6th. Gage Montgomery, Miles Paulus, Chase Porter, Joe B. Miller now inside the top 10. Our leader pulling up on the back of the B8 of John Bernard. Jack Potter right in front of him as well. Austin McCarl kind of pinned back behind the 21 of Cam Soros, but keeping his distance ahead of the 12X of Cameron Key. 21 laps in the books this time by with our leader. It's the 36 of Jason Martin. A blistering pace up around the top shelf here at US 36 Raceway. 3.9 last time by. 4.4 this time by. Martin setting sail 2 more times around at the flag stand. Lap traffic all in front as Martin goes high up into turns number 1 and 2. He's able to save it. No harm, no foul. He maintains the lead as the white will wave one more time around. It's Jason Martin, 4.5 seconds up. down the back straightaway. Smooth sailing as he goes into 3 and out of 4. For the first time in his career, Jason Martin, a feature winner with a Power Eye, Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. Second place going to belong to the 88 of Austin McCarl, and rounding out the podium placements going to be the 12X of Cameron Key. Noah Gass in 4th, Ayrton Jennington rounding out the top 5. Reese Moran, Miles Paulus, Gage Montgomery, Chase Porter, Xavier Doney in the top 10. Joby Miller, Sam Henderson, John Bernard, Landon Crawley, Cam Sorrell, Scotty Milan, Lane Warner, Jack Potter, Jacob Dye, Preston Perlmutter, Natalie Doney, Scott Boguski, Sam Haferteam Jr., and Reed Whitney unofficially rounding out the field. But race fans, for the first time in his career, the 36, Jason Martin is a feature winner with the Power Eye Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. He's out of Liberal, Kansas, BM Motorsports, Bybee Electric, Trucks Plus, Superior Trailers, Eagle Schnee Chassis with a Don Ott racing engine. It's Jason Martin getting it done at US 36 Raceway. Again, second place, the 88 of Austin McCarl, and rounding out the podium going to be car number 12X of Cameron Key. 25 laps, and he led them all. The 36, Jason Martin, feature winner here tonight at the High Bank Shootout with the Power Eye Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League. Again, Austin McCarl finishing in second. Cameron Key rounding out the podium placements. Action pack when we got Green Flag Racing, as he started in that front row and led them all on the way to victory. The 36 of Jason Martin, your feature winner here tonight. As he crawls out of the car, give him a big round of applause, race fans. Feature winner with the Power Eye Honest Abe Roofing 410 Outlaw Sprint League, it's Jason Martin.
All right. Well, he is out of Lincoln, Nebraska by way of Liberal, Kansas, your 2023 American Sprint Car Series 360 champion. Throws a 410 in tonight and had him covered. I looked up about 2/3 of the way through the race. You had a full straightaway lead on him, brother. Great to see you. I know that you are short on help. I know this is all your baby. Great to see your young son Reese with you this week. And I know it feels good here in Victory Lane. With all that said,
Yeah, it's been a pretty tough, I don't know, probably a year. Just race cars changed, the tires changed, and we started racing 410 stuff, and I started just not finding my own. I couldn't really figure out what to do with these race cars, and I don't know, I just my crew chief left this week. It was kind of a mutual decision. I wish the best for Bobby. He does really good work, but I just think that we got to get back to doing what we know to do. Mike Boston obviously built this race car first night on a brand new car. I mean, you say we beat him, but I didn't feel very good. So I guess I got to learn how to drive a car that ain't very good, or just learn to get up on the wheels. So these guys, Carson, Austin, Sam, and those guys, they're going to race at the highest level all the time. So we just got to keep pushing and get better and better.
all right, man. I know this place, it's normally locked down and narrow as it was tonight, and it'll make you feel your oats, buddy. Hell of a job.
Man, I tell you what, it was slick in a lot of places, and then you could really pound the curb as hard as you wanted to. I about gave it up there 2 laps from the end and just ran it in too hard. But yeah, it's a fun place. Thank y'all for coming out. I really appreciate it. We all appreciate it. We get to come race at a cool racetrack, and hopefully next time we can come and bring a bunch of your parties.
You can roll on up to the Knoxville Raceway with a little momentum into your pocket, and we'll wish you the best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank you, Scotty. Thanks again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Martin, your winner tonight. Austin McCarl doing an outstanding job finishing in that runner-up position. Austin will make his way on up the road and compete at the Knoxville Raceway tomorrow night. And we will have a quick word with your third-place runner tonight, Warrensburg, Missouri's Cameron Key. Duct tape fast, as Billy Vielhauer says. And first of all, buddy, you haven't been in the seat very long of one of the most famed sprint cars in the last 40 years. And to come together and have a nice podium tonight and run real well recently, as you have with Mr. Vielhauer, I know it feels fantastic right here nearly in your backyard.
Yeah, for sure. I really got to. I'm thankful for them for being patient with me. I feel like the way the schedule's lined up, we were in Volusia, Knoxville, and all these half miles I really don't have much experience on. And I was just begging for a quarter mile, and I finally got one tonight. And what a fun racetrack! That's what I'm more used to. I felt right at home, so really excited to keep going. Now our schedule opens up. We race a lot of power ice stuff and a lot of short tracks, and I think that we'll be up front every night.
Takes a pretty bad personality not to get along with Billy Vielhauer, and I know that you guys are gelling very well right now.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Even on the bad nights, he can still put a smile on and have a good time. That's what it's all about. So as much money as this stuff costs, if you're not having fun, then it doesn't make any sense. So I definitely want to say thank you, to Billy and Cheryl for giving me the opportunity, as well as everybody in the crew, Zach and Alex and Samantha and everybody involved, all their partners. I'm really excited for the rest of the summer.
We're going to see you tomorrow night, I assume?
No, tomorrow night I have to go out to Garden City and run the midget, unfortunately. But Lake Ozark is my bread and butter, and it hurts not being there a little bit.
Well, we know you're bad, fast, and a midget as well. Hell of a run. Great to see you on the podium tonight.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is out of Warrensburg, Missouri. A well-deserved round of applause. Cameron Key. That young man has come around the corner the last year and a half and has become a bona fide open-wheel sprint car driver, midget, micro. It doesn't matter what you throw him in. So congratulations, tonight's winner, Jason Martin, Austin McCarl, finishing in the runner-up. And how about Cameron Key? A very special thanks to the fine folks of the Stewart House, in business 40 years. And we'll send it back up topside one final time to Mr. Alan Staley.
Thank you down there, Scotty Cook. Great job as always. Your feature rundown, 36 of Jason Martin, the winner, the 88 of Austin McCarl, second, Cameron Key, rounding out the podium placements in the 12X. Noah Gass in fourth, Ayrton Jennington rounding out the top five. Solid points night for Jennington as he's, I believe, going to take the top spot. Reese Moran in sixth, Miles Paulus finishing in seventh, Gage Montgomery in eighth, Chase Porter 9 as Xavier Doney rounding off the top 10. Doney is tonight's Hard Charger Award winner, advancing 10 positions in that feature event to round out the top 10. Joby Miller in 11, Sam Henderson 12, John Bernard 13, Landon Crawley in 14, Cam Sorrells 15, Scotty Milan, Lane Warner, Jack Potter, Jacob Dye, Preston Perlmutter rounding out the top 20, as the field would conclude with Natalie Doney, Scott Boguski, Sam Haferteep Jr., and Reed Whitney unofficially rounding out the field here tonight. US 36 Raceway for the high.
Ed Knoll on the pole, his son Eddie Knoll outside, and then on the second row we got Jake Stormer and his brother Tyler Stormer. It is a family affair. Starting third row inside in that 25K machine, that is Crockett in that 25K machine. Starting outside of him in the 55T, that is Mick Ross. Starting inside row number 4 in that 7th position, the 4B of Jared Burns. Outside of him, the 03 of Gabe Query. McAfee and Burns on the 5th row. Pat Gomez, Landon Brown. That is your lineup tonight. As the caution lights are out, we'll go racing this time by for your pure stock division. Green flag high in the air on the loud pedal. Here we go as the Knowles run down into the 1 and 2. Eddie Knoll getting a great run down to 3 and 4, working that middle to low line, Dad catfishing around the bottom. What a great run by Tyler Stormer on that high side, working that right up against the cush. But you also got Mick Ross right there in that 55 up into that 4th place position as looks at the 8 machine of Gomez into the infield as we got two down, 10 to go. Make that 3 down this time by Mick Ross up battling for that P2 position over Tyler Stormer. You could throw a blanket over that 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place position. As the only one not a family member there is Mick Ross, but Mick Ross working that bottom side. pulls up to the rear bumper of that young man and that 15 machine. Bobbles just a little bit, allows Dad to get back to the rear bumper of Mick Ross. Mick moving up the high side, D'ing off the racetrack, and gonna be able to hold that second place over Edno. Edno really had a good run there coming off of 4, as we've got him nose to tail in through 3 and 4. Get another challenge for that second place, and we might have a new leader. Nope. Eddie Knoll able to hold off that 55 T machine of Mick Ross, but Mick making a good run down the backstretch, working that high line. We've got him 3 deep, sell him cheap, as we might, yes we do, we will have a new leader that time by for Mick Ross. Ed Knoll working that high side, passing his boy in that, working the low side. Ed Knoll right to the rear bumper of Mick Ross. Ed Knoll to the top, working against the cush. Mick right through the center. Ed bobbles just a little bit, as we will be getting into some lap traffic, as we have 8 down, 4 to go in tonight's nightcap. But we've got a battle again, heating up for that first and second place position. But here, looky here, in the 11P, that is Jake Stormer, as we split the lap car, working the high side. But now we've got a new second place, maybe a first place. Nope, Jake Stormer up into second, working that top shelf, as we've got 11 down, 1 to go. Can Mick Ross hold off that 11P of Jake Stormer? Jake Stormer gets a good run. We got him side by side going down the backstretch for the lead, as we've got one up in smoke. But your feature winner tonight will be, I think he got him. Yes, it is. It is Jake Stormer. Jake Stormer got Mick Ross right at the end there by a .116. By .116. Yeah, goodness gracious. The 03 of Gabe Cleary going up in smoke. The 4B of Luke McAfee into the infield, lost a couple cars there. But that nightcap was one heck of a feature.
Wow.
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 Wow, Alan. I guess you only need to lead the last lap.
And you only need, what, turn 4 to the checkered flag?
That's it. That's it. I mean, Jake Stormer comes out of nowhere to take the win there.
If you're going to beat Mick Ross up here in Northwest Missouri, you done something. That's pretty impressive down there.
Well, Jake picked up the first 2 feature wins this season here at US 36. My, what a feature that was. We had a stacked evening of racing here at US 36 between the fight. Jack, look at that. Scotty's going to go down, give him an interview for me. You know, the old fat guy really appreciates that.
Yeah, shout out Scotty Cook. I don't know that I've seen you hustling that quickly yet this season, Scotty. You're going to be joined down there. Jake Stormer, feature winner. Jake Stormer, feature winner.
That's a good race. You look just like his dad. Man, you look just like.
How about that, buddy? Jake Starber getting it done tonight in Victory Lane here at the US 36 Raceway. You look like you just got out of church, bud. Calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, it was fun.
Tell me about it.
There's a lot of traffic tonight. Track was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
I know you got a lot of people that you'd probably like to thank.
Yeah, thank 516, Miles Farms, GT Livestock, Starmer Dozing, Nail Excavating, Cox Cattle, the 11, my mom and dad, everybody else that helps out.
What you going to do with that big winner's share of tonight's check?
Oh, probably give it to him.
Are you going to give it away? Who are you giving it to?
He owns it.
There you go. Got to give it to the car. And, hey, today's your old buddy John Lee's birthday. You might as well give him $10 spot, too.
Yeah, might as well.
Happy birthday to John Lee. Heck of an effort, buddy. Congratulations. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, Jake Starver in Victory Lane tonight. 4-year street stocks. And with that, a big night of action. How about that? Fireworks abound for your Honest Abe's Roofing Power Eye 410 Sprint Car League tonight. A big undercard as well. We could not ask for more. We appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Appreciate you guys watching live at home on S2F. And with that, we'll send it back up topside one final time. Guys, back to you.
Thank you down there, Scotty Cook.
Well, folks, there you go. What a privilege to be able to bring you the Power Eye 410 wing sprints here at US 36 Raceway. A lot of action going on down there on the track, as we had some fisticuffs down there in turn 1. Scott Paguski and Sam Haferty Jr. Didn't even make the first lap, and they got into each other and damaged both cars, took both of them out of the race. And just some crazy stuff going on. But anyway, like I say, what a privilege to bring you the Power Eye 410 wing sprints here from US 36 tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Just glad to be able to get a race in this weekend. We had a few showers earlier, but things seem to level out, and just a few drops during the races there later on. But everything held off, and we got it in. But just didn't know if I was going to get a race this weekend. Tomorrow and Sunday are not looking well as far as weather. Looks like could be raining just about everywhere in the state. We have been drenched here in the state of Missouri pretty well, especially on the western side here. Thank gosh, though, we haven't had any early tornadoes or any severe weather to deal with. But that's going to wrap it up here from 36. Hope you enjoyed it here on Cheeseworks Videos. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week. Who knows where we'll be. All you can do is check and see. Check on Friday or Saturday night and see what's going on.